about model making, and this is part 5 of the Triumph 3HW by Italeri. It's been a little while since the last one. This was July last year, the last part to put up, and as you can see I've not really done very much since. Really the only thing that's happened since is the chain decided to break on its own and fall off, so I'll see if we can work out how to get that back on, otherwise it's going to be without a chain. I think this is what I was going to show you in the next one, had it come up a bit quicker, was the saddle. This is the bike saddle, which is just the black rubber, a bit like the tyres. Basically what I've done is covered it with... Okay, so what I'm going to have a go at is, this is watered down PVA glue. Got some tissue. Oh, this is the paper towel I use. And the saddle. So we're going to give it a go and see what effect it does. I might have to, if this doesn't work, I might have to do it with the proper tissue. So anyway, we'll give this a go. I'll let that dry and see what it looks like. So see you in a minute. Okay, that's all dried on. I've actually put 2 lots of tissue on there. So what we'll do is we'll prime it up, see how it looks, and maybe see if we can get rid of a few of these creases. I think it's a little bit too creased, but anyway, that's a bit more weathered. So anyway, we'll get it primed up, see how it looks, and then take it from there. Okay, so we've jumped ahead a bit, as you can see. So, what did I do that I didn't film? Because I'm an idiot. Done 2 lots of, basically, the towel I use for mopping things up. 2 layers of that, stuck down with watered down PVA glue. And then I trimmed the edges off all the way around. So I primed it and actually covered it in to a brown, sort of a basic leather colour. And then I made a mixture of this red brown 2 XF90. Never used it on anything. So it's a strange sort of greeny colour for a brown. Anyway, so that and a bit of, which one was this one? Flat Earth. And a bit of black to sort of tone it down. That sort of made a bit more of a grungy worn leather colour. So I varnished it and I've just given it a rub down with the Starship Filth, which I've used for everything else, hence the gloves, because it's very messy. So what we need to do now is wait ages for that to dry, and then I think I'll give it a varnish. Got some flat varnish somewhere, but it's not particularly flat, so I might do it. I've got a satin one. I'll do it with that when it's dried, and then we can start putting things on the bike. So, exactly what I'm imagining, but I think it's pretty good for a bit of a worn leather saddle. The frame underneath. So as I say, we'll wait ages for that to dry, and we'll be back. It's old and knackered now. So, that's the saddle. Also what we're looking at doing is building up the front forks, which have various sort of suspension arms and things, and there's a spring that will go up through the middle. So I'm just piecing those bits together, see what can go together and see what can be painted separately. As you know, we're doing a bit of a trial bike version of this, not the army version, and I'm just debating whether to fit the light to it. I can either do it sort of smashed up a bit or have it off, or not leave it off altogether. I think the main reason as well, probably leave it off altogether, is it doesn't line up very well, and there's sort of instruments and things to attach to it. But I'm still considering that. But I may leave it off and sort of bend one of these or something, show like it's had a crash and broken it. So that's where we're up to. So I'll continue piecing together the front forks, and we'll come back when we've done a little bit more. Okay, anyway, thanks for your patience and hanging in there. We'll start getting some more episodes up in the near future. Okay, just thought I'd show you where we're up to. This is the front fork. So this is the part that goes through the frame that it steers with, and there's a spring that runs up and down there to a little bit of movement on there. So after I've painted it, it should hopefully still move around, and that's roughly the shape it's going to be. So all the bits and pieces I've got, I cut down the front mud guard, and that's the speedo, this the front wheel parts. I've decided I'm not going to put the light on, because basically it's not very good. So I may consider bending one of these, because it's the light would sit in between those, as if it's like crashed at some stage and bent it and broken it off. Or I might just leave it as it is, that it's just been taken off. Still considering that. So that's the main part of the front forks done, and there's little screws and washers and things, dots and washers that'll paint up as well. So what I'll do, I'll get it all sprayed up in the flat aluminium. That's XF16, and once I've done that, I'll look at maybe put it on the bike and then do the Starship Filth bit. But anyway, we'll cross the bridge when we get to it. So that's where we're up to, and we'll come back when we've done a bit of painting. Okay, next bit is the exhaust, which is This is one bit solid bit. That bit fits on, and these two are in halves. You can just make the join there. This join wasn't particularly brilliant, so I've stuck it together with lots of extra thin and put some sprue goo over the top. So I'm going to give it a file in a sec to see how good I can get it, and then we'll prime, and then we'll spray everything with flat aluminium, and we'll move on with this part. Okay, so I'll give that a file and see what it looks like back in a sec. Okay, so that's got it filed up. Still a bit rough, but I'll prime it up, and we'll check the joins and see what it shows. Okay, so we're back when I've done a bit more priming, and we'll get some repaint on these things. Yeah, not too bad. Okay, let's get everything painted up in the aluminium. The exhaust pipe and muffler there, and the bike stand, wheel obviously, front forks, various other bits and pieces. So what I'm going to do in a minute or two is give them a good scrubbing over with this Starship filth, Absalom Starship filth, and just leave that. Excuse me, voice is going. Leave that on for a little bit, and then wipe it off, and hopefully it'll look like the rest of the bike, and then we can start putting things together. Okay, so we'll come back when I've done a bit of Starship filthing with my little grubby brush. See you in a minute. Okay, let's get everything on top, and let's put a close on because it is a bit messy. So as I will let that dry for a little bit. So I'll probably leave it till tomorrow, then give it a good rub off with a cloth and some cotton buds, that sort of thing, and we'll see what it looks like. I can start a bit of construction. So from a bit of a messy me, see you in the next bit. Okay, so Starship filth has been on for a bit. Basically did it last night, so it's the next day. So what we're doing now, give it a good clean up, and hopefully it's staying the flat aluminium and make it look a bit more weathered. The cup as well, just work it into you don't want to take everything off, but some of the gaps and corners and things gives a bit of depth as well. So that looks like the other stuff. So, what that was? It's a plug. Ooh, smooth. So what I'll do, I'll work through the rest of the parts and come back when I've done some. It's not that interesting watching me get dirty. Yeah, so I'll just work through all the pieces, get the things cleaned up, and then we'll start building the bike up a bit more. Okay, so let's get things all cleaned up, or muddied up, if you want to go it that way. The front forks are all gummed up. So basically I need to do that because it's basically it's an oil paint. Got to leave it a while to dry properly, so it'll be a few more days, and then we'll start filming building some bits up. Yes, makes a mess. Anyway, good effect I think. So we'll let that dry for a while, and then we'll come back and start building the bike. Okay, we've moved on a bit, in fact quite a lot. So we've got the front forks and the wheel on. This is pretty tricky to put together. Well, it was for me, because basically got this spring, basically trying to push everything apart, and everything doesn't. It's very hard to like hold it and glue it with just ordinary glue. So basically, I've CA glued everything. I've glued the spring top and bottom. CA glued the bottom of the stalk, the steering stalk. Probably that's a better name, but that's what I'm going to call it. Let them dry, and then fix this to the top of the spring. Let it dry, and then fitted it to the top of the drive shafty bit, steering shaft. And so now it doesn't steer. Not that I was ever going to steer it anywhere. Obviously fitted the exhaust as well. There was a little bracket that ran from there to the back of the exhaust, but basically it didn't seem long enough, but obviously it did, so it might have been me doing something wrong. But anyway, I managed to snap it while trying to fix it. So what I've done is to add to the wear and tear is I've tied it up with a bit of black thread. So I'm going to paint that a rope colour in a little bit, and I've got the bike stand. So it will now stand up on its own. So what we'll do is we'll call that part done, and just off the top of my head I can't remember which part it is, but anyway it'll be in the title, and we'll come back with the final part, which will be a few bits and pieces of extra stuff to add on, and the handlebars and field cap, and then we're done. So just one more part, and we'll get this bike out of the way.